All right, good evening, everybody. We are back for the final segment of day 2 of Break the Record Live here. We are down to our last runner. We have got Nax going through, has 7 minutes from now to get a run going. Once the hour strikes, then there are no more resets allowed, and the final run will begin. Whether it is a run in progress or he starts a new run, it doesn't matter. It will be the final attempt for day 2 here. We'll have to see how well he can handle it. For those of you not aware of what Break the Record Live is, Break the Record Live is a 3-day speed running event here, running Dark Souls Remastered here. We've got the 7 top runners of the category who have qualified here to try and get themselves the lion's share of a $5,000 prize pool. Prize pool has been provided by Kaspersky, one of our event sponsors. A big thank you to them, and a big thank you to Twitch, our other event sponsor as well. With me right now in the call, we have 3 of the Speedsouls community members. We have got Regal, Kermit, and Ben. How are you all doing, folks, as we come through to the last 5 minutes, really, before no more reset?
Feeling hopeful.
I'm doing good. A little scared for Nax on his HP during that tourist fight.
Oh.
You say that, just drops dead.
Yeah. Doesn't matter anyways. Great.
He's really getting the most of the last 10 minutes here.
Yeah, like he had like just a sliver of HP and killed Taurus Demon, and then an arrow landed like right at his feet. It's like, oh god.
Literally getting down to the wire here.
Yeah. It was it's interesting. Like yesterday, he wasn't really having any trouble getting a run going, but this just shows off how this early game can be when you're trying to get a run going. It can just be very unforgiving.
It's the joys of speedrunning, and that's what this event is aiming to do. It's just aiming to showcase all the different things that can and sometimes will go wrong, you know?
Yeah, it's not like a marathon run, you know. It's like it's real runs, real grinding.
And this is what we do. Like I was mentioning this earlier in the day here, how a lot of people seem to see, like, well, they tend to see, as you say, either marathon runs or they tend to see PBs and or world records, which is the end result. It's the final product.
Yes.
People don't generally get to see the process that goes in from there, from a runner coming in, learning all these tricks, learning all these strats, and then grinding out and honing their execution to the point where they get high execution with the right RNG to get this final package. So it's really good that this event gets to showcase that.
Yeah, you get really invested in the run when it's happening. When you see how easy it is for it to fail, for the run to end, you really get a sense of how important it is when the runner actually finishes. And then there's a whole other layer to speedrunning that you can't even show here, which is part of my favorite part, is like the routing and the experimentation and practice that goes into speedrunning. So there's all sorts of people that have their hands on making this route what it is, that viewers also don't get to see that process either. But they at least get to see, you know, the grind, which is definitely a big part of it.
Oh yeah, of course. Like a big shout out to all the glitch hunters and the routers out there who help these runners get these times down to what they are now. Like all it takes is somebody to find something that may end up being insignificant, and then suddenly a bunch of people look at it and a brand new skip is found. And like that's just how speedrunning happens.
Yeah, shout out to Kamul for finding a lot of stuff. And Duck for working so much on this route. This route is a lot of just Duck's work.
Mm-hmm.
He's been a commentator this weekend.
Yep.
We'll be hearing Duck again tomorrow. We'll be hearing from pretty much all our commentators again tomorrow as well. And great job from all of you as well. Like really helping showcase what this game has to offer. Especially as we get to the last 2 minutes here. Like this is, I mean, I don't really think he has another chance at this moment, right? Like this is it. He has to kind of nail it.
Unless he dies like right here.
Yeah, on this skip. So it looks like he's nailed it.
I would hope so, because he's going to need it.
He might slip off.
Good slip, but
nah, he got it. I wonder. I hope he knows about the impending reset. Okay, he's got enough time.
So here we go.
Okay,
He has to start the run now. Hit the button. Start the button. No messing around. Here we go. I mean, it is pretty safe to say at this point. This is it, folks. We are getting set up for the final run of the evening. He knows. He knows. He's got his smile on. He knows. That's it. Fingers up. One more attempt. One more to go.
Let's go, Nax.
Some hype in chat for Nax here.
Oh yeah, get the hype in for the final run here. Final run of the evening. After this, 1 more minute to go. No more resets allowed. Good luck to Nax here. Fingers crossed.
Don't get hit by Asylum Demon.
Please don't do that.
Last run. Just something silly like that.
Please don't. Please don't. No.
I mean, he'd probably still continue, honestly.
Well, at this point, he has to, right? Yeah.
Try and get some gold splits or something.
Well, here's the question, right? And it's not something that you really want to think about, but it's like first major roadblock in your opinion. We'll start with Kermit. First, bro, where do you think the major issue is going to come in here? What split? What obstacle?
Just from the last group, just the bird itself. I think maybe not the bird, the bird skip, but just the dogs. And if not the dogs, the hollows. Like even before getting to Taurus, we're getting to the first real boss. Just that area is like what it is. Yeah.
Lower bird, it's pretty scary.
You're going for that as well, Regal, or?
I'm gonna make it spicy. I'm gonna say he's gonna die to ONS.
Oh, we're going for the wall. I'm going to call them the wall today because they really have.
Yeah, they really are.
The wall. Like they've been doing a lot of work today, just stopping all our runners throughout. Just making sure either that the hammer is just deflecting spears or Ornstein is just running away and not behaving himself. Ben, what do you think? Where do you think Nax is going to get to in this run? Or do you think he's going to finish?
Yeah, you want to see Spice? Regal's going for the cop-out answer, ONS, Lower Dead Berg, boring. He's finishing this run. You want to see Spice? He's finishing this run.
Okay.
No doubt in my mind. I will take all the channel points from all of you noobs that I am right. I will store them safely in my bank account. Thank you very much.
I was actually going to say that he's probably going to get up towards DLC. I reckon probably to Artorias, honestly.
Yeah, watch him just die to Hellkite and nobody said Hellkite.
I mean, I was going to say, see, if you see now that I was trying to avoid anybody saying that, but now you've said it, you can get the blame.
Oh yeah, feel free to blame me for everything. That's fine.
Again, it's not the commentator's curse. We just predict the future. We just can't warn the runners about it. We can't warn the runners. But now we are watching through here again. We've seen a lot of these runners get through the early game here. It's a bumpy ride, but most of them make it through to at least Ornstein and Smo. But we will have to see what this run does. Yeah,
Nax has been resetting for like the past 40 minutes or so, just trying to get a run going.
Part of Nax's like splits have been kind of messed up because he doesn't have a Taurus demon split. So when you look at where his reset counter all just says gargoyles, but it could be like anywhere in between.
That's a clean bird. Didn't even get touched by the dogs. I mean, you know, he's not out of it yet, but good start. So takes one off the door.
It's like a nice little chew on him right there. But thankfully, it was at a time where you can kind of just power through it. He didn't lose any time. Just lost.
Yeah, you don't get staggered coming out of that, which is nice. A lot of times, the dog just bites you right in the face, and your character doesn't flinch. It looks hilarious.
I almost don't want to say anything, just in case.
I know the feeling. You're sitting here going, I don't want to be the one to do it.
Yep. Exactly.
You've got an hour until this run ends, so you can talk as much as you want.
Hey, there we go.
Yeah, right. You're
Just
right.
blame everything on me. It's fine. I don't believe in no caster's curse, anyways.
See, I like you. You're not believing in the caster's curse. That's what I say, that people blame me.
Yeah, they can blame me all they want. It doesn't make them right.
Well, let's see. We got Taurus coming up here. We're going to get the pine resin on the knife here. Arrow flying right past. And here we go.
Taurus just gonna do the same attack twice.
Yep.
Nice.
Nice save fight. Clean.
All right. Okay. Miyazaki, will this run continue?
Let's hope it does.
I believe Ben said it will, so we don't need to ask Miyazaki for anything here.
True.
Yep.
It's we already know.
I already asked. Sent him a text. Like, no worries. Run right through, pal.
Oh, if you can text him, you ask about Elden Ring.
See?
I mean, he did run right
Oh.
through. He ran
Just,
right
it's-
through.
it's just so simple.
Wow.
It really is.
Can't believe runners are dying on this. Just run forward. It's so easy.
Just run, man. It's
Like,
not
what are you
hard.
guys doing?
Well, dying, apparently.
Yeah.
But Nax showing you how it's done here. Straight through. No stagger, no damage. Clean.
I didn't see his Taurus kill time, but this seems like pretty good pace too.
Yeah, they like you got a tiny bit of shenanigans going up there, like the hollow blocked him in the door. You had to, like roll one way, then roll round the other, but everything else looked pretty clean, including the fight.
Oh dear.
Oh, okay.
Older Knight. Okay, Dead Knight.
Ooh, that was
Yeah, you can
scary.
see it. Yeah.
That Baron Neek Knight is right behind you there. He could have gotten slammed.
Yeah. Is he the big guy with the
There's a
mace?
hole in the door.
That
Yeah.
we call him?
Baron Neek Knight.
Yeah.
All right, made it to Gargoyles.
Yeah. Not clean, but getting there is all that
We'll
matters
take it.
right now.
Yeah.
And if he gets a good fight here, he should be about a 620, which is really what you're shooting for. If the fight itself isn't that great, then yeah, might not be that great of a start. Nice, that's a good start.
Yeah.
It's really good.
Ah, he gets the fly.
Flying.
Never mind.
Unlucky.
Ooh, almost.
Well, he got the hit as the Gargoyle jumped away, which helps.
Yeah.
That was nice.
Good enough.
Yeah, we'll take it. Take it. Exactly
620. Yeah.
I think that's like 7 seconds off of summer best there.
Yeah.
Or off
I
You
think,
did have a lot to save on that segment.
I've seen Nax get a 611 Gargoyles before. I think that's the best he's ever done.
I guess this might be comparing to his just BTRL
yeah.
splits maybe. Yeah, the best length 4:33, so yeah, like 14 seconds faster. This is best.
Algic, do you reckon you can talk about quantity duping since you nailed Sense Gate skip last time? This one's a little more complicated.
All right, I can put me on the spot there. We can go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's sink or swim.
Sink it. Fair enough. Let's hope we swim then. So what we'll have here, we should have it's a soul that should give you around about 8,000 souls. But this can be done with any normal soul and any humanity if you wanted to use them as well. The idea for duping is that you want to open two different menus here. You want to open up the inventory and the brightness menu as well. But what you're actually opening up here is you're opening up, I believe it's the quantity menu. But what you're doing is that you're setting up in such a way where the quantity menu is on 0 and you can get up to the maximum, which at the moment will be 99. And when you open up both these menus at the same time, with a little bit of fancy menuing, you can navigate to the area where it will allow you to use 99 of an item, even though you only have one of them.
That's more or less what it is.
Yeah, pretty decent, yeah. Couple of things to mention on top is the way you get it to be 99 is that it's based on like the default, and whenever you quit out and reload in, the default
any
gets
load
set.
screen.
Any load screen sets it to 99. So yeah, the usual method is to quit out, but I guess you can probably do it in several different places. And also later on, as Argic alluded to, you can also deliberately manipulate the prompt by pretending to drop a set amount of items. So for example, if you buy 999 wooden arrows, because they're very cheap, you can go to drop them, set the prompt to 999, and then set up the same glitch and go from 0 up 1 to 999 and pop 999 souls. Exactly the same way, and you become a millionaire.
And so here he actually wouldn't have been able to. He would have, so before we figured out some neat tricks, you would have had to quit out before this elevator to do the stoop. But because of how there's an additional way to store value in this game in merchants. So when he buys a catalyst and then he views the catalyst after buying it, because the game, whenever you view an item with a merchant, actually takes however much you have of that item and whatever the max quantity of that item that you can carry, and it subtracts it. So if you have one catalyst and one is the maximum that you can have, by viewing the catalyst again, it puts your value to 0, which is what you need it to be in order to get 99. So that actually skips a quit out if you pay attention to that menuing there. It's
I didn't know
just
that.
it's just a minor optimization, and that's actually how the negative quantity dupe works as well. If you have an item higher than what you normally can carry, and you can achieve that by some other glitchy menuing, it'll retrieve a negative number whenever you view that item again. But we're not doing any negative quantity duping in this route. It's just a neat trick that uses that same concept, but to get it to 0, so you can avoid a quit out there. Because otherwise, you would have had to do another quit out there for that particular elevator dupe.
And duping is pretty cool as well, because overall the result of duping is that you just get to purchase all the rings you need, all the spells you need, and it completely, and all the level ups as well, because obviously souls are used for leveling up. It cuts out pretty much all the grind in the game here. Like anybody that's played this casually probably remembers grinding, most likely down in Dark Route, to be honest.
In the
Yeah.
in the forest.
Yeah, it's like just grinding down in Dark Route there. It's like, don't have to do any of that here. Learn the dupe, sorted.
Yeah, you actually end up at like level 100 plus, I think, like 10 minutes into the run. It's super broken.
With Framp duping, you can do it even faster, but you have to go a whole way out of your way to get Framp duping set up. So
it takes quite a lot of setup and remaster. So pocket Framped instead is next best thing. There you go. I learned that from yesterday. Pocket Framp.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Terminology, yeah.
So Nax making good pace here. He got the Logan wall breakdown pretty well, pretty clean.
The next,
not a whole lot left in this segment.
Next big timing thing to look at is the sub 14 quit out when he gets to Anawando.
I think he can get like a
doable,
1340 with this pace,
which is very good. This is very, very speedy, very zoomy, very quick.
Ulsku and Kata, they get paces around like a high 1330s. But that's on like extremely good paces, like with a really good gargoyles time. 1620 is pretty good, but it's definitely not ideal. I think Ulsku had like a 609 or 610 gargoyles earlier in the day on that really good paced run. Yeah, that run was very good. But Nax is definitely happy with the start.
On the green, you can't complain about it.
We're just happy to be here at all.
Happy to finish a run, which will be happening in 45 minutes time. I'm so excited.
Well, we'll see. I mean, we got Iron Golem coming up here. Not a problem for Nags usually. It's the next area. Good old Anne Orlando, and of course Ornstein and Schmo. We'll see how that is going to come up here. Will we be going all the way through? Will Ben's prediction come true? Will we be here for another potential 40, 50 minutes here? Or will we see any of the other predictions come true? Well, we've already passed Undead Berg, actually. So that one is, I believe, Kermit, that was you. So not happening there. But Regal, where were you? You were ONS, right? Yeah.
ONS.
So we will see.
You said DLC and Ben said
Artorias for me.
Run will be completed.
Oh no, I fell and can't get up. And there we go, Iron Golem. But he's just taking a nap. He'll be back.
Imagine he was, you know, you come back to this area later in the game and he climbs up over the side. Like, unfinished business.
I've definitely seen Golem fall and not die, like some insane bug.
What?
Yeah. That fall can be pretty glitchy if he's in like some weird position. Like there's one glitch you can get where Golem falls in just like a particular spot to where he doesn't quite fall off the arena, but he gets launched into the air and is just walking around in the air, like basically flying, and he gets stuck up there. It looks ridiculous.
There's that quit out, by the way, 1351.
I see. He lost a little bit of time. Maybe he was to the SGS Hollow. Not sure. Because you can lose about 3 or 4 seconds to that Hollow if he doesn't give you the best RNG.
So the next stumbling block of the run here, the Painting Guardians.
Oh yeah, this is the last run. Ended here. The last run next. That had something going.
There's this queen so far though, he hasn't had to stop.
Yeah, no, that was good rafters.
Silver Knight Archer skip, and then I guess the moment of truth.
Indeed, moment of truth, of course. Setting up the red tier stone ring and then into Ornstein. Please behave. Please behave. We're not going to be the only ones thinking that. Nax is going to be thinking that as well.
Nax channeling his energy to Miyazaki right now. Little does he know that this run's going to finish anyways. So.
Oh yeah, the run has been blessed.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wow, that was nice. That gargoyle can be huge, annoying.
Yeah.
We have seen a death. We've seen a death to that gargoyle.
Yeah, it's not surprising.
It's very possible. A lot of the time he will jump down and get stuck like in the staircase, but if he doesn't, then he's a real threat. And to be honest, even if he is, he's so big that he can swing at you from below the stairs. And
yeah, he can actually.
Yeah. Straight
so
through the ground.
It is very scary if you're not being vigilant.
That was well played by Nax, though. Good job.
Yeah,
that was a really good dodge, and smart to head towards the pillar as well.
So how, like, obviously you're dodging that gargoyle there, but how close was he to losing fall control there? Because obviously fall control is the only thing. Yep.
You have plenty of time with this particular type of Silver Knight Archer skip. The original version of it, you didn't do it from the same location, and it was a lot tighter. But then there weren't any enemies around as well. But this particular version, you have a lot longer of time to make it before your fall control runs out. But you have to deal with the enemies, so he really wasn't at risk there. Just the enemies, that's the big risk when you're doing this type of Silver Knight Archer skip.
It's good to know. Here comes the fight, and Rego's prediction.
Good opening. Gotta watch for Smo though.
Behind a pillar.
Whoa.
And this is where magic becomes a problem.
No. Regal. And that is it. That is GG's. They traded final blows there.
Yep.
As Ornstein goes down, as does Nax. And that is the end of day 2 here. The final run unceremoniously come to an end with a thunder hammer on the ground there.
Yeah, nice try,
by
Nax,
Nax.
too.
Oh yeah, well
it
played.
was.
But no, we are, of course, going to get ourselves set up. Now, for our lovely little ending speeches here, we are going to say good night to our community casters here. So Ben, Kermit, Regal, thank you very much, all of you, for joining us tonight here. We will be seeing you again tomorrow. We'll see all 3 of you coming in for the final day. And hopefully this time we'll have more records and more runners still going. Because as you know, when it comes to that final day, you've got more to play for. You got all that money on the line, so we'll see if many of the runners stay for it.
All right, thanks for having us.
Yep, thanks for having us. Yep.
Pleasure.
All right, we are just going to get ourselves set up here for our finale. I believe we have Ash. Hello. You are muted at the moment.
Unfortunate. Okay.
There
We're
we
good
go.
now. Hi, Argik. How are you doing?
I am grand. I am grand. That run at the end there. Regal's prediction was on point.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of wish it went on, though. You know,
It's a
one of
fair
those
bet
moments.
to make. It's a fair bet to make because, like we saw in all of the splits of the runners, ONS seems to be one of the majority ones. If it's not ONS, it's Gargoyles and that segment altogether. So.
Oh yeah, that entire early game, it's just you got so many different things there that can go wrong. It's like, which part is it that you're going to get to? Or like, are you going to go all the way through? Then you finally get past Ornstein and Small, and it's you get that little bit of a breather before like you get to the DLC and Hydra and whatnot. And I believe we also have Boy here. Hello.
Hello.
Bowie.
How
Hello,
are you
crikey.
doing?
Sorry, my camera's all over the place. Crikey,
All
alright.
right.
Are we good? Oh god,
I hope you are.
Hello. God,
Hello.
crikey. Yes, sorry. That was a whole thing. Hello. How are you guys?
Very good. Just discussing the final run there, the different points that were predicted, and just saying how Regal was on the nose there into ONS again as always.
Yeah.
And then just unfortunately that first spear missing, trying to keep an eye on where Smo was, and then just unfortunately trading spells there, a soul arrow for a lightning spear.
Yeah, and that's a way it has to end, sadly. But no, I mean, it's nice to see Nax has been kind of, properly pushing towards the end every single time, and it's been kind of nice to have him really try and go the distance every time. Couldn't quite get past that beginning bit, but I think from the entire group of runners today, this has been in general just a really, really great display. I think we've got some highlights to obviously talk about, based on what we're trying to achieve here. But yeah, it's been fun. It's been a really, really enjoyable day. I think we've seen so much progress across the board. A lot of people really show the quality we've been expecting and waiting to see from them, whilst a lot of consistent and slow progress elsewhere as well. So yeah, it's been an intriguing one. I mean, we'll obviously talk about the highlight, but what have been some personals for you guys so far?
I'm so glad to see some runners really stick it out, be vigilant, and just grow a lot in the course of 48 hours? That's insane, especially with a category this long and this intense to just watch a lot of improvement like Iron Boy, incremental PBs until that, like smashing that one out of the park. Just like seeing some very good paced runs, knowing like how much potential they have to world record and smash a world record. That's just highly impressive. It's so satisfying watching, even if they die, so satisfying watching those pacings.
Yeah, no, definitely. I was also going to say Iron Boy. Like, I love the fact that he's putting in the work, he's putting in the hours, and it's paying off. Like you see him towards the start, he's pretty much here until the end as well, only taking a couple of breaks here and there. So really love the effort he's putting in. But I also like the fact that Olsku came back today as well and was like, I see you, Dan Flesh. I see you, and I challenge you, and has taken second place back. So it's interesting seeing those standings shift. One thing I'm hopeful for tomorrow, obviously, we've got the big thing that we're going to mention in a moment, but I want to see Mintius and Gentov get down to that like 109 range. I want to see everybody in that like our 10 bracket. I would love to see all those runners get down to that level.
Agreed. I think something I was going to mention, and there's a part of me that's kind of now thinking I've forgotten what I was going to talk about. It might help me just to have a look at that, just to kind of get my mindset back and sorted. Oh yeah, so you're talking about Olsku there. Yes, that's the one. Sorry, my mind is all over the place. It's getting late. You were talking about how he kind of like pushed Dan out of that second place spot, but also the pace that we were seeing from Olsku throughout the day was very, very impressive. I mean, if we're going to look directly at the main competitor that Olsku's looking to topple in Catalyst, and I was trying to keep an eye specifically on the post DLC segment, how fast they're getting out of DLC. And Catalyst is looking at was looking at that 39:58 in his old PB. Then the run he got a little bit earlier today with a 39:50 flat. And Oldsku's around that time at 39:54, 39:56 coming out of some of his runs and hitting that back third of the run. He's exactly on that point. And then the thing is that's when you get some very specific tricks and very particular issues that can crop up for a bunch of the runners that unfortunately Oldsku wasn't able to kind of get past the line. But it's been really interesting seeing that particular part going toe to toe with runners ahead of him.
I would argue Olsko had a better run than Catalyst at so many parts of that run. He was going to smash that world record had he not lost time at that Capra segment. It was pretty much his.
Yeah, of course. I don't want to disagree at all. I mean, and the thing that's kind of a bit odd as well is that the time that we're seeing in terms of the direct -1+ for him is not his actual true PB, which we know is a 102.35. He was running against the 103.50, which is he's now going to be going up against that 103.11. But this is why I've been trying to track these mental stats for splits rather for certain points like that post DLC, because as you mentioned, that was on that pace at that level, and it just takes one error to kind of lose that. So I'm going to be personally looking at those kinds of things, that pre DLC, post DLC kind of time, and maybe that kind of butterfly kind of. I think the butterfly time is around that point, but
it's good to know. It's good to know what are good pacings. Where do you need to be at ONS? Where do you need to be at DLC? What are those times that you're looking for to know that this is a good pace run, rather than just relying on their segments?
Yes, indeed. I think I'm curious to see how many of our runners. Because obviously Gentov got the big event PB as well. Just kind of going to another thing, because one thing I wanted to talk about now is essentially the progress that our runners have made from yesterday through to today. Because yesterday everyone obviously got a time on the board. Gentov didn't get anything major after his no reset, but we did see a true PB come out from Danflesh. So today we're going to be looking. I would like to just quickly look at and talk about individual runner progress. Gentov got that massive event PB. I believe that was also Gentov's actual PB for this event.
Yeah, actually broke their PB too.
Yeah, and then I believe Mintius didn't get a PB, but came very, very close. 15 seconds off. So knocking on that door once again. Obviously, we were talking about Iron Boy earlier again today, just chipping away, just consistently going in and in. And it was nuts because I remember seeing his run starting off kind of having the 109 and then seeing the 108, and then I came back after a small break for dinner, and he's minus 1 minute 17 again going into Gwyn. I'm just okay, Iron Boy, stop it. It's great to see though. Those three at the back doing that. I'm not sure if Nax got any kind of event PB today though. Wasn't quite sure if that was the case.
Nax has been having trouble trying to get runs finished, unfortunately. Again, he has a lot of time save. As we witnessed yesterday with that run getting all the way over to Bed of Chaos with a 40-second time save. But then just can't seem to get those runs, hitting those stumbling points there. We saw it, Ornstein, DLC getting towards the end game there. And we even saw runs die to the final parry as well on Gwyn. It's literally the last shoulder button input and just it knew. But still continuing to go through those. So hopefully, we know that time's there. We just need it to finish.
Yeah, I think it was kind of nice that not nice that it happened, because obviously poor Nax, but it had been mentioned many times that whilst it looks like a simple fight, you walk in, parry, one shot, done. But it's you have to get it right. You can't choke that. It's very easy to kind of like to have if it goes wrong, it's the worst outcome.
It's very likely that he just choked it on nerves, because Nax was on that final fight with Gwyn, and it's relatively okay to land that parry. You know it at the back of your hand, but probably just choked. It's very unfortunate.
One of those things. It's kind of hard to. It's kind of hard to underestimate how precise certain things can be. So when it's nice to see it happen in insofar as to humble, not just runners but also maybe people who are new to the run. If you see it being so, oh, I could do that, it's easy. Well, actually, it's not as simple as it might look. It can go wrong, and when it does, it's catastrophic. I mean, we'll have to confirm. I'm getting word that maybe Nax did actually get a true PB today, but I'm just trying to pinpoint the moment it happened today because I've been out a lot more today, so I've kind of been a bit more like watching from afar rather than kind of involved with action today. Apologies for that, but you guys have been holding it down amazingly. Thank you. I'll
have to scour the VOD myself. I can't remember. It might have been when what? I genuinely can't remember, unfortunately.
If Nax got a true
if he did,
I don't think. I don't think he did, as far as my knowledge goes. But I did miss like the first 3 hours of the event, and Nax should have been asleep at that point, anyways. Because
he should have been asleep. Absolutely should have been asleep. We're probably going to get some message at some point from one of the runners just calling us out for forgetting that. Well, you know what? It's hard to remember 12 hours of action. We're doing our best.
I apologize, Nax. If you did PB, I apologize. We will watch it back on the VOD and we will praise you for it.
We're gonna have to go through the event information.
You could just go back through the full log there.
I'm pretty sure we do have the actual event log. Actually, let me have a look. What you guys chat away about? Okay. Well, you know what? I'll get you guys started on a thought process, and I'll look through the event feed while that's going on. So we have to talk about the big thing. The big thing. Break the Record Live is here to do one thing: break world records. And this is our 4th event. First off, we started with Mario 64. Record broken. Job done. Doom Eternal. Record broken. Sonic Adventure DX. Record broken. And today, on December the 5th, technically, it's now the 6th, but it was on the 5th, on day 2 of Break the Record Live featuring Dark Souls Remastered, the record was once again broken by Catalyst, saving 4 whole seconds on his PB to get a brand new world record of 1 hour, 2 minutes, and 30 seconds. With 4 for 4. Congratulations to Catalyst. Congratulations to Catalyst, of course. He was the current and then a brand new record holder in Dark Souls Remastered, all bosses. But yeah, it's kind of amazing to say that Break the Record is 4 for 4 on broken records. So obviously you guys were like there for the run. I saw the end of it. Tell us about that run from your guys' perspective whilst I go through this event feed and get us out of hot water with Nax.
Well, Ash, you were there, so how did it feel?
It was honestly really stressful for Kata because it was like touch and go at a lot of points, and Kata has some insane splits to compete with. Like, if you looked at his splits, you're like, okay, where can Kata save time? Where can he gain time on some things that he's lost, like bad RNG and whatnot? And you were struggling to find 1 second here and there. He literally had to match or just get slightly slower than his best personal times, keep that pace up for the entirety of the run for him to bring it home. The scariest part was right at the end. So we've seen 4 runs die to Firestorm, I believe, or 3 runs die to Firestorm at Bed of Chaos. It's an AoE attack that Bed of Chaos can do once you kind of get like the initial parts of the phase down. Almost get Kata. Like, the Firestorm is going and he managed to dodge it somehow by some very good reaction speed on Kata. Gets through the Firestorm when everyone thought it was over and take it home to Gwyn. Now, he didn't get the best RNG at the kiln, the area before Gwyn, because the knight did not give him the red tier stone setup that he wanted. But you know what? He was taking those split decisions. He was just pushing on through. He didn't look for that red tier stone setup. He just went on to Gwyn, and even if it required 3 attacks, he was going to take that world record, and he did.
No, definitely. I was sitting watching in chat while that run was going on, and you saw that moment at Bed of Chaos, and you're like, this is it, it's another repeat, and suddenly he's still through, and Bed of Chaos has died, and you're going, it could actually happen at this, but like your heart is already racing because you just witnessed a near-death experience. But the fact that the world record is online at this moment, it's like it's coming, it's within reach, it's that grasp that you're looking for, and then killing happened. And it's you gotta praise Catalyst for that split-second decision. As you said, it's like, didn't get my setup, it's fine, we will risk win, we will go for it, and then made it cleanly, got the parry, got the 3 dark bead casts off, as if you were still doing the red tier stone version of it. Like, Gwen didn't get a look in there, and then of course smashing it, taking it home, and just an amazing moment. As you said, 4 for 4 on the events, and you know the ESA folks are going to be proud of that. Like, that's what they set out for these events to do, and to see it happening 4 times in a row is just phenomenal. Even in the qualifiers as well, like, we've had the previous 2 events here where those that are qualifying are breaking the record during qualifying. It's like, hey, can you wait till the event, please? Like, hello? Like,
Stop
what's
it,
going
you're doing
on?
well. So thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of you kind of touch upon like a lot of points, and specifically when it comes to breaking records, it's all about having that composure and that stoicism to see it through despite whatever goes on. Because when you're having that near-death experience, you're kind of like, that's when the body tenses up, and just to relax and let it all go and just kind of do what you know you can do is a very important part of doing this. There is a huge mental aspect to speedrunning that we never tend to really focus on too much. I mean, we obviously talk about it here and there, but it's a huge part of speedrunning. I'm pretty sure you guys as well as myself as runners have kind of felt that moment when you're looking for a goal that you're gonna been after for a long time, be it not just a record, but maybe even our own personal goals that we're after. When you just start to go, right, I can do this actually, but you need to make sure that the body can see it through. I went through the event logs, and yes, indeed, Nax did PB because of course. He started the day out with a 1:05.17 in the event. So he managed to get 51 seconds time save. Ladies and gentlemen, Nax HPL.
Our apologies. We
so
totally forgot
sorry
about it. My excuse is that I remember the accident with Gwen more than the PB is my excuse on that one.
Yeah, the thing is, the thing about that though is, of course, that we always do that in everything that we do. When we think about RNG is a big thing that we think of. When it's kind of that point of people get very frustrated with RNG, and they always say, "I have bad RNG," but they always forget about the times they get amazing RNG. There are times when the random stuff that happens, it lines up perfectly for me every time in so many ways. But I'll always remember the one thing that knackered me over every time, and completely forget that there was so much that went in my favor. Because we tend to forget the negative things. So we're going to remember the moments that kind of didn't happen so well for Nax. But it's our job to say GG's.
Yeah.
GG's.
Well played
Again,
to everyone today.
Yeah, GG's to everyone. They've all done fantastic.
It was a very eventful day too. In our defense, there was a lot going on. There was many PBs broken, a world record, lots of good pace runs. Then so much activity today from all the runners. 2 points during the day, we had 7 runners going.
That's what I love seeing that point as well, because whilst it's great to see, we were focusing on the way that we approach speedrunning and really settling into that grind style that a lot of us do, especially for the very tight and optimized runs. But I think it's really dynamic to see so much of the game in one go, and to be able to get different perspectives at all times, see how different people handle different sections, maybe different strats, or maybe even different backup strats in particular. Because there's so many ways to kind of learn and take information in, and even the way that casters can then look and break down little bits and pieces at all points. Is new ways to learn and kind of engage in speedrunning events like this. And so it was great to have everyone present, because it brings so much energy to the room when there's when there's no AFK screens, and it's just action across the board. So as we kind of expected, Saturday, people have less. I'm not saying everyone has no work on Saturdays, but generally there's less overall outside responsibility on a Saturday. Hopefully we'll see the same thing tomorrow. Sunday is the final day, one day left And you know, any predictions we're gonna say? I'll go straight to you, Ash, because you know you're a speed solar.
Gentov.
Yeah.
Really looking to see him smash a really good PB tomorrow. I have a feeling he might, PB by several minutes, might up his standing. Dan, unfortunately, a bad day for him today, but that's okay. I'm really expecting either something from Dan or Olsku tomorrow to compete with Kata, give him a run for his money. Kata's not done yet. He's coming back. He wants a better run. He wasn't satisfied with that one.
I really appreciate that he bowed out for the day. It's like, I know I can do better, but you know what? Today my work is done. And I think you know, he can't be complacent because he knows and respects the other runners, and you could hear that in the interview. And I obviously want to kind of like quickly say well done for leading that. And it was a lovely interview from Catalyst as well, kind of what he shared. And you could hear his respect for the other runners and what they can do, and just that he knows he's not safe. So yeah, I think Olsku is definitely someone to watch tomorrow. And if Dan can get through a day that, you know, he knows he needs to, I think he can definitely put out something special as well. I do agree. Yeah, Arg, you've been smashing it today. Who has been really impressing you today that you want to see? Final day, bring out all the stops.
There are three things that I want to see tomorrow. First thing, I want to see all 7 runners again. Final day, last chance to get these runs. Try to change the standings. Try and change your prize pool. Try and get something. I want to see that. Second thing, I want to see Mintius and I want to see Gentov. I want to see sub 110 times for them. I want them to get down into that single digit range, that 1R9, 1R8. We know both Mintius and Gentov have this insane time save coming through. They just can't capitalize on finishing a run out. And they're not the only ones. Everybody's having that problem right now. We saw it through day 2. And then the final thing is Nax. We know Nax has all this time save. I think he's a dark, because you're saying looking for something from Dan or Olsku. I reckon it's not just the top 3. I reckon it's the top 4. I reckon all 4
absolutely.
of them.
Absolutely.
All 4 of them could do it. Like Nax could come in and just go, Catalyst, I'm coming for you, and shove it down. Like I really believe it, and I want to see. I really think we've got an explosive day ahead of us tomorrow.
I have this like moment. I would love to see by the end of the day tomorrow 4 102 times. That would be stunning. I hope that there's the chance for like minute barriers to be broken for. I mean, Catalyst is he says like, if we get a 101, that's it. Probably I'm going to be done. That's the longest we can feasibly do. But it looks like 6 of our 7 runners are definitely able to break some minute barriers today, and that's what we're going to be looking forward to tomorrow. It feels like it's a long time, but we're already 2 days down. 1 day to go. The event will be reaching its zenith tomorrow at 1 p.m. CET on this channel, ESA Marathon. Should say, if you want to keep up to date with ESA, what they do for speedrunning in Europe, make sure to follow this channel for all of the events, and obviously go to their Twitter, which is the same thing, I believe, ESA Marathon. I believe it is. I'm just trying to think. Am I right in that? It is definitely ESA Marathon. Yeah, and Argic's nodding, and he's usually correct.
I'll go
unless I get a message from like...
It's right.
Yeah.
ESA Marathon, you're good.
You never know. I'm going balmy. But like, yeah, make sure to to follow the company and support the events. These kind of things are happening. But as we say, this is the 4th Break the Record Live. If you're enjoying this format, make sure to stay tuned, because there's going to be more of these in the future. I don't doubt. Obviously, there's plenty of games that we can bring to the forefront. Plenty of really passionate and strong communities and voices to be heard. So yeah, day 2 down. Day 3 to come, and it's going to be an exciting final day. I think we're going to have to call it wraps tonight. We don't want to be here too long. Everyone's got to go to bed, get some beauty sleep, wake up to morning. Wake up to morning. Tomorrow morning.
We ride.
I mean, it is to morning technically. It's 20 to 1 here, so it's to morning.
Yeah, to morning. We'll come back to morning, and we're going. All the runners are going to hit the ground running and it's going to be an exciting day with 12 more hours of action to go. We will be with you again tomorrow. So if you're not yet sick and tired of our faces and our voices, well, if you are, I'm sorry, you get to hear us even more tomorrow. With that said, it's going to be a good night from myself, Ash, and Argic. It's been a pleasure to kind of spend the day with you and to watch these runners do what they do best. Again, thanks to our sponsors, Kaspersky and Twitch. Kaspersky specifically for that $5,000 prize pool that our runners have been competing for. It's exciting, and it's all to play for tomorrow for the final day of Break the Record Live with Dark Souls Remastered. So have a great evening, whatever you're going to do. Look after yourselves, and we'll see you tomorrow, 1 p.m. CET. That's 12 p.m. midday GMT, and 7 a.m. EST. And that's 4 a.m. PST. Those
Nice
are the
job.
time zones.
Nailed
Thank
it.
you very much. Excellent. Well, with that, we'll say goodnight and have a great evening. We'll see you tomorrow. Stay close. Take care.